So I bet the title of this video is really burning some of y'all. Huh. I find it funny that some people will click on a video that they assume is going to offend them. I know that I don't watch videos that I might think are racist, but I decided to make this video. I'd like you to actually watch the video rather than just make assumptions. I've seen quite a few comments recently on some of my videos saying, why can black people make videos with titles like white people exposed or white people are not human or white people are racist and get away with it? Because if it was a white person that made a video that said black people exposed or black people are not human, there would be an uproar and the video would be taken down. So why can you make these types of videos, Angel? Well, it's quite simple, really. Because when I make my videos and I say what I say, I don't actually bash or attack white people. I don't even call white people names. I don't say cracker, honky, cave beasts, cave brads, or cave Beckys, or whatever else could be deemed as offensive. The difference is in any videos I've seen from white people that talk about black people, it normally ends up going down that direct racist and prejudice route, where they start calling us monkeys, apes, the N-word, and whatever else they can think of. Me simply saying the truth that makes you feel uncomfortable isn't enough. When I say white people exposed, you might think that's offensive as a title, but if you actually listen to the video, I'm talking about real experiences that black people have when dealing with white people on a daily basis. Not all white people are racist. This is true, but the reality is those are actually the minority. If you truly aren't racist or prejudiced, you're part of the minority. As an individual person, your white friend or your white girlfriend or boyfriend might not be racist. But as a race, the white race is indeed racist. And if you are in fact a white person who is not racist, then you'll recognize and acknowledge this fact. There are a lot of white people who follow me on social media who agree with what I say and are aware of the seriousness of these issues. They might not always comment, and I know why. They message me and they tell me that I'm speaking the truth, but they don't want to comment because they don't want to inadvertently offend people. Plus, they've seen how some white people comment and always have this way of trying to make a post or a video that's about black people, about them, about white people. Why do I make the videos that I make? Because I want to give a voice to the voiceless. And for some people, I say and express exactly how they feel. And as long as I can do that, I'll never stop. When I make the videos I make, I also do it under the premise that there'll be a few white people who will watch and listen to my videos and they'll stop and think. They'll realize that black people actually feel this way. They'll have their eyes opened. And I get the bunch of white folks who, well, it's not just white folks. Everybody does it. They don't actually watch the video. They look at the title, they dislike the title, they'll then thumbs down the video, comment some trash, and they never even watch the video. Some people will say, well, that's your fault. You use clickbait, blah, 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 blah. But it brought you to the video and you learned something. And 100% of the time, the video title is actually related to the video. For example, I've got a video that says light-skinned and biracial people are not black. That's the title. But if you actually listen to the video, you'll see and hear that I'm disagreeing with the title. The title is essentially quoting what people say, and I'm giving my views on that narrative. So you got people preparing to get offended before even watching the video. And for those white people who claim they want equality, you need to listen to what I'm saying. And I'm addressing you white people. You need to listen if you truly want equality. Don't run off at the mouth and say, not all white people, because that tactic is not working. It means nothing to us anymore. When you say not all white people, you're trying to deflect. You're trying to say that racism isn't that serious, that it's not that big of a deal. Not all white people. Stop saying that. What you need to say is, okay, I know that I'm not like this, but I'm aware that there are a lot of people that are like this. So I'm going to pass this message on to people that might need to hear this and can somehow benefit from this cold, hard truth. You wouldn't turn around to a rape victim who is afraid of men and say, hey, not all men are rapists, because you know that's insensitive. You'd comfort them and try to understand them. White people who are truly not racist would never say not all white people because they're aware of their culture and society. They also know that they will never know what it's like to be black and will never experience being black. We're not stupid and we're not delusional. We interact with white people on a daily basis, from the overtly obvious racists to the subtle racists, to the delusional naive liberals who refuse to acknowledge their privilege or swear they don't see color and don't realize how patronizing saying you don't see color is. Saying not all white people minimizes the severity of racism, like it's not that serious. Saying not all white people might make you feel better about racism, but it doesn't help us or solve racism. Stop deflecting. Why do you feel the need to go onto pro-black pages and scream, not all white people? Because we know you're not on Stormfront or racist white platforms doing the same thing. Trust me, we know you're not. You'll never find a black person commenting on the KKK page or following some Klan members page simply to comment and say, not all black folks. To all the people that protest, all women are beautiful, whenever black women are being praised or uplifted, from now on, before you comment on a post that uplifts black women with, all women are beautiful, make sure you go and comment all women are beautiful on all of the posts that put white women on a pedestal. Make sure you comment all women are beautiful on all of the posts that put black women down and degrades them. If you're not willing to acknowledge the oppression and degradation that black women face from every direction and defend them as hard as you defend the all women are beautiful rhetoric, then please don't say a damn word. Because if you're not willing to do that, then it's clear that all women aren't beautiful. The same goes for when you follow pro-black pages. When you follow pro-black pages on Instagram, Facebook, or channels on YouTube, please be aware that your white privilege doesn't work there. Black women will be uplifted, praised, and worshipped unapologetically, and other races of women will not be included. We will discuss racism without watering the severity down or minimizing the seriousness. So that means we won't use the phrase some, not all white people. We won't water our pride down just because it might make you feel uncomfortable. And you know what else will happen? We will delete your comments and block you. You will become the voiceless. Someone said to me the other day that racism is over now. It's not as serious as it was before. Okay. Tell that to the countless victims of racism every single day. Racism isn't over just because you don't experience it or you personally don't see it. Racism is definitely far from over. In fact, it's gotten worse, especially with anonymity. It's moved online where people can now hide behind their phones and laptops. They're not worried about getting punched in the face when they say dumb shit anymore, because they're safe behind a computer screen or when they hide behind profile pics of black people and pretend they're black. We as a black community have a lot of issues to deal with within our own community. We have a lot of mess to sort out within ourselves first. You can sit there and talk about love and equality and this, that, and the third. But we as people of the African diaspora do not have time to focus on you and your feelings. We have bigger issues to deal with. You know when they say you need to get your own house in order before you look at other people? Well, we're too busy trying to fix us to be thinking about your feelings and you being offended at us wanting to praise and uplift our people. We need to get us right before we worry about them. We don't have time to worry about white people's tears just because y'all might feel uncomfortable. Sometimes I hear white people saying, so it's okay for y'all to be pro-black or black and proud, but if I have white pride, then I'm racist? No, I don't see it as a problem at all. You go be white and proud. The same as not wanting to date outside your race. It's not racist to date within your own race. But there's a big difference with uplifting your community and uplifting your people and putting down other people in the process. You can think what you want, but I have never put white people down in order to uplift black people. I've never said black women are beautiful, but white women are ugly. What's crazy is when the old white woman talks about racism within the white community, or when she exposes white fragility and narcissism, no one is as offended as they are when I do the same thing. When I say it, it's a problem. You know why that is? You know why they're not offended when she says it? Because we listen to people who we can relate to. We listen to people who look like us. White people don't get offended by other white people saying, we're kind of racist. We need to sort it out. Because you don't feel it's an attack when it comes from your own. I was at work the other day and one of my sales guys really surprised me. The subject of race came up and I thought, you know what, here goes. Strangely enough, in my office, I have quite a strict rule that we don't discuss race, religion, or anything that might offend other people. I'm sure they talk about it when I'm not looking, but in my experience, when white people start talking about race, they put their foot in their mouths, so they know not to talk about it around me. But this time, I allowed him to talk about it because he brought up white privilege. He's a white guy. And while he was explaining white privilege, I was pleasantly surprised. He actually gets it. He spoke about how it's easier for him to walk on the streets without being harassed, how he can walk into stores without being followed around, how it's easier for him to get a job and a whole bunch of stuff. He made a statement. He said, "We invented race. We invented racism. And now we're angry that the very people we oppressed and attempted to brainwash are waking up and saying enough is enough." Now, Josh, that's his name, although I'm sure he's never oppressed any group of people, he talks about racism and says, "we." Why? Because he's taking accountability instead of passing it off as not that serious and saying, "Not all white people." I'm aware not all white people are bad. And I'm aware that some of them truly get it. I love the interview when Muhammad Ali talks about white people being racist.
And many white people who mean right and in heart want to do right, but there are so few. If 10,000 rattlesnakes was coming down that aisle now, and I had a door here I could shut, and in that 10,000, 1,000 meant right. 1,000 rattlesnakes didn't want to bite me. I knew they were good. Should I let all these rattlesnakes come down, hoping that 1,000 get together and form a shield? Or should I just close the door and stay safe?
I think that
you understand? The Viet Cong are not all bad, but America's still dropping bombs. In Hiroshima, Japan wasn't bad, but she still dropped the bomb. In Korea, they weren't bad, but they still dropped the bomb. So now I'm going to forget the 400 years of lynching and killing and raping and depriving my people of freedom, justice, equality, first fired, last hired, the lowest of low, last respected. And I'm going to look at 2 or 3 white people who are trying to do right and don't see the other million trying to kill me. I'm not that big of a fool. And I'm not going to deny it.
I have my own experience of white people and racism. There's been so many times when I've tried to give white people the benefit of the doubt and be like, you know what? Not all white people are racist. And they proved that I should have followed my gut instincts. There has been so many times when I'm like, see, they're racist. In my experience, it's always just been a matter of time. Maybe I just meet sucky white people. That's a possibility. But it doesn't help on YouTube when they come on and comment the most offensive things. You guys don't get to see these comments because they're automatically held for approval, and no one will ever see those comments because they'll get deleted and blocked. But I'm at a stage in my life where I no longer give white people the benefit of the doubt like I used to do. It used to be a case of innocent until proven guilty, but I stopped being like that and being naive. From my experiences, I've decided to treat white people the way the system treats black people, guilty until proven innocent.
Elijah Muhammad has been on record, you must have been asked this many times, as saying that white men are devils. You don't believe that, do you?
Yeah, I believe everything he preached. Now, what am I going to do? Get up and tell you Elijah Muhammad was wrong when he said they're not the devil? They have to prove they're not the devil. The history is the history of a devil. You cannot lynch and kill and rape and burn and castrate a man, rape his women for 400 years, enslave them and burn them and still mistreat them and drop bombs on everybody all over the world, causing trouble everywhere they go, and then you're going to say he's not the devil? We'll prove he's not the devil.
It's the same with the all women are beautiful or all lives matter protesters. You can't come on my posts and say that unless you've said the exact same thing on posts that disrespect black women and black men. I know not every white person is racist, but you need to prove yourselves. You might say I'm not my ancestors or I haven't done this or that, but the damage has been done. White people, you need to work hard to prove yourself because the black community is damaged. We're hurt, we have a lot of pain, and we don't trust you. And it is white society's fault. And I'm also really sick of people bringing up Martin Luther King and saying, this is not what MLK died for, or what would MLK think? Well, we'll never know since he was murdered by white people. But you need to stop using MLK as an excuse to silence us. Oh, MLK said nonviolent, nonviolent. But in 1967, MLK said, I'm tired of marching for something that should have been mine at birth. MLK was waking up. The I Have a Dream speech was in 1963, 4 years later, and he was sick and tired. A lot happened after the I Have a Dream speech. His views changed. He realized you don't get anything without demanding it. Peace, love, and coconut oil.
Hey man, that's racist. Please remember that from now on, brand new never before seen videos, as well as live streams, will only be available on my website, ikyg.com, via a Patreon subscription. ikyg.com is a Black-owned, Black Rand platform, 100% free from censorship. It's the only place where we don't have to worry about what we say and expressing ourselves. Make sure you check out the description and the comment section for important links, as well as information in video form that shows you what benefits you get when you support the site and join my Patreon. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, then don't forget to subscribe and be notified every time I upload a video. For exclusive content and perks, check out my Patreon. This is where we have private live streams, group chats, live Q&As, live phone calls, and open topics. This is a safe space where you can interact with other like-minded people, make friends, send each other direct private messages, and so much more without any trolls. And yes, you get to use GIFs and images in the live chats. So what are you waiting for? This is a completely independent website, free from censorship. If you'd like to make a donation towards the site so we can continue to put out the truth without fear of being silenced, then please hit that donation button. It's greatly appreciated. Check out the rest of the site for videos, private and public live streams, find out all the tea, and make sure to utilize the Black Money section of the website. Advertise your business absolutely free to people that look like you, free forever. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at angel_IKYG.